back in, dealing with this interview uh, with, Keefe D, the trial with Keefe D. And, what I'm seeing in this, because a lot of people respect this nigga. They respect him. Let's just deal with the facts. You know, motherfuckers know he had, Pac off. They know who did it. But, motherfuckers is like, they got this code. But you got to understand, this is a bunch of greasy ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to be moral doing some fuckery. You know, they want to do more. They want to quote unquote have a code doing fuckery. But when it come time to uplifting their goddamn community, motherfucker ain't got no code. No code. Pillage the community, get diplomatic immunity. You feel me? Pillage the community and get diplomatic immunity. So nigga got a code when doing fuckery, ain't got no code when it's time to uplift the community. Find any motherfucking excuse in the book not to invest in upliftment and things of that nature. And so I'm just gonna be honest. Down through the years, I could just hear. I don't need no motherfucker to tell me shit. Listen to certain rappers that I felt like had some disdain for Tupac coming off the West Coast. Coming off the West Coast. And I ain't expecting everybody to love Pac. I ain't expecting everybody to love no one nigga. That just ain't gonna happen. But why get up there and fake, nigga? Don't get up there and fake, nigga. That's the shit I'm talking about. Niggas know you faking. Nigga can hear the disdain in your voice. You know what I'm saying? These niggas act like they got more respect and shit for Keefe D than they got for, justice, a Tupac. And if that's what it is, you can't make no motherfucker feel no kind of way. You can't make motherfuckers feel no kind of way about, because, Pac was from Oakland. He was from, that was really was up in Oakland, and they had a little more consciousness going on. That's what his main thing yeah, it was street, but it was street consciousness and, with some, with a little Panther here and a little consciousness here. Yeah, Tupac was talking more of some, and then he went and and niggas don't like when you outshining them. It just is what it is. These are some jealous hearted niggas. That's all over. You got to watch jealous hearted niggas. Disdain, nigga. If you don't like a nigga, but when you get up there, nigga, and open up your nasty mouth, nigga, and niggas hear your frequency, nigga gon' call you on it, nigga. You ain't got to get up there and perpetrate, nigga. You ain't got to get up there and perpetrate like you really down and you ain't down. Niggas been in the streets long enough to read a nigga and know that you ain't really fucking with Pac like that. And like I say, I'm not faulting no nigga for that. But the thing is, why get up there and do interviews pretending like you do, but really don't? That's what I done heard a couple rappers that I felt like, had disdain. And I know for a fact Snoop Dogg had disdain. The shit that he did was like, come on, nigga, you flip-flopping all the time. But after a while, once I realized like Snoop didn't come, Pac didn't come where Snoop came from. So niggas like, they ain't into that, you from out they hood, and and you come and nigga gonna show you all kind of love and shit. That shit is bullshit. They got it is what it is. It's a crab in the barrel, man. And I ain't gonna even say it's a crab in the barrel, man. That ain't necessarily what it is. If you ain't from where a nigga from, they don't really fuck with you on that level. They might fuck with you, but they don't fuck with you on that level. So it's a part where they could disconnect from you. If they making money with you and shit and this, like that, and the third, but if it come down to really putting in work, motherfucker, I ain't gonna work. I ain't putting in no work with you, nigga. Cause this my crew over here, nigga. This is my crew. I can't work, I can't do no. So if a nigga, trying to get at you and shit, they might not say a motherfucking thing. They might be in on the shit. Some motherfuckers see, hey, let's get this nigga out the way and then I can come up. That's how it always been. So I know for a fact, like, even when they was getting into it, with Biggie and shit and Black Power, and he saying, man, I can't say I don't fuck with this nigga. Wait a minute, nigga. Hold up. Like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Even if it is, nigga, I mean, if you, it can't be, nigga. You can't do no shit like that. You in a motherfucker, and this is supposed to be a crew, this is supposed to be a record label, and everybody one for all for one, and then motherfuckers get into it, and then you gonna cross the line and go over, and you gonna chill with the other side in the act of, beefing. You gonna do it like, what the fuck is you doing, nigga? If nothing else, lay low, nigga. If nothing else, nigga, you ain't, but don't cross the line and shit, nigga. Lay low, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And even, but you still got to represent. You still got to represent. Like, nigga, long as everybody is on one team, you can't be crossing the other side, nigga. And you did that shit out in the open, and then you talking like Tupac went over here to New York and Nas was gonna crush him, and Nas had to check you about that, like, nigga, that ain't what happened. So he be making up stories where it looked like, Pac wasn't as hard, and I don't think it was about being hard. I'm just saying, that niggas, could have been touched Pac and all this shit. He be running, really what he trying to say, he be running off at the mouth, and, niggas could have been smashed him and put hands on him. I said, well, why is you trying, why is you trying to paint these pictures of his demise and that somehow he brought it, on his own self and shit and this, that, and the third. And niggas was hating. And they was. I think, and they was hating, you know what I'm saying? Because Pac go off on the nigga. I ain't saying he right about every motherfucking thing, but, he very vocal about how he feel, and he'll cut into a nigga, and niggas get emotional about that shit. And you want to see his demise. And so I know Snoop was one of them niggas that really was, had disdain, and could have very well, nigga, been a part of that orchestration, because I mean, until Pac came out, Snoop was the man. He was the man on death row. Then Pac came, nigga, and nigga, you wasn't the man. You wasn't the prime guy. And wasn't gonna be no more. You know what I'm saying? Pac was just heating up. Nigga, he came out and went and got the belt. Nigga, he came out, got the belt. Real talk. He came out and got the belt, all eyes on me. He came with the Machiavelli. And the way he was in the studio, nigga, ain't no telling if they could have kept that shit together, man. Listen, that nigga would have been on the level of goddamn Michael Jackson, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, man. The nigga went diamond in his death. Nigga, he had a diamond album, nigga, in his death. You know what I'm saying? He sold over 75 million copies at 25 years old, nigga. You know, add 10 more years on that and however many albums, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? You climbing and you climbing near half a motherfucking billion, a half a billion records, you know? Pushing shit like that. The whole rap game would have been a different game. I know that for a fact. You know, we know it for a fact. A lot of motherfuckers wouldn't even see. That's the thing. When you got iconic motherfuckers like that smothering the game, you know, you a lot of motherfuckers wouldn't even have no career. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them motherfuckers came in the demise of motherfucking Tupac. They came in the reflection of Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, uh. A lot of them niggas came in the reflection after. Yeah, he was 25 years old. Yeah, but so if you imagine Pac still being on the playing field, man, it wouldn't be a whole lot of niggas out today. So you understand that that's you're a threat to more than one nigga. You a threat to a whole industry of niggas. Real talk. You a threat. You smothering the industry, nigga. Cause you know what I'm saying? All that weak shit, you know. It wouldn't have been, listen, a Jay-Z career wouldn't have took off, nigga, if and I add Biggie, even though Pac was the man, I'm just saying, even on the East Coast, if Biggie was still out and Pac would have been, Jay-Z wouldn't have never received the acclaim that he did. He only received that acclaim. You ain't gonna make me believe that he was gonna come out of third and fourth place to overtake Biggie and overtake motherfucking Tupac. That wasn't gonna happen. Eminem wouldn't have never came out. It wouldn't have been no arena for him to come out. How you gonna bring a white boy out talking about I'm Slim Shady and this nigga out here talking about I hit him up? You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have been no Eminem. It wouldn't have been Jay-Z. He probably still would have got some dollars, but he wouldn't have been considered, you know, the best. You know, people could try to consider him one of the best of all time. No way. No way. There's no way he would have. So you talking about a lot of niggas wouldn't even have came out. And then you think about whole industries of rap. You know what I'm saying? You think about whole industry of rap, you know, and with Tupac and them influencing it, talking about going death row east and getting in there and getting in the minds of these rappers and then developing a lot of them to where they take the music a different direction, you know, away from this drill kill shit where he was going. They was like, no, this nigga ain't about to be a breed no more of these type of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up, get this nigga off the, you know. But the thing is, he was like, you know, all that, you know, going down there, all that banging shit, you know, that wasn't what he was supposed to be doing. That wasn't what he was supposed to be doing. He wasn't supposed to be banging. You know, he supposed to been making music. He should have took his ass, made his music, and nigga, take your ass back to Oakland, nigga. Straight up. Get your ass back up in Oakland and get up there. Nigga, where you know, where you, that's where you come from, nigga. You more, you know, accepted. That's your hood. You know, that's your motherfucking hood, nigga. Go where you come from. You know, but anyway, family, yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers out there that you could tell that energy that they emit, you know, they don't really vibe. And I'm not saying just watch it though. You know, you got to watch niggas, man. Cause they'll let you know, nigga. You could tell when a nigga frequency is you know, uh, uh, is emitting some hating shit, you know, and be careful, nigga. Watch niggas that why you got to watch niggas, man. Straight up. You got to watch it and when you around, nigga, don't be talking. Watch these niggas and see how they look, nigga. and see what they say and how they emit energy, because a lot of times they'll let you know. They'll let you know. Anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Make sure y'all get over there. Say Jay-Z to go. Hell no. How in the hell you gonna remake the same song over and over and over? The nigga ain't, he gifted MC, but it's the same song. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You got to make some, yeah, he made some shit now. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying he ain't one of the top of all time, but he ain't the GOAT. No, he ain't. I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Pop.